going today?
It's fine, I guess.
Can you read the learning target for me for today?
Probably. I know how to find percents using division.
That is correct. So yesterday, or 2 days ago, we talked about fractions. And then yesterday we talked about decimals.
I don't like either of them.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
And then today we're going to talk about percents.
Those are better.
Why are percents better?
Well, you use them in money, and money's good.
That's true. One of the places you see percents the most is when you're shopping for groceries, or for clothes, or for computers and video games.
I wouldn't know any about the first few things, but the last ones I like better.
Yeah. You like it when video games are 50% off.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means that they're half.
Good
They're
job.
half of what they were before they put the tag on it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So when we talked about fractions, we have a number, which is the numerator, over the denominator. And so how do we get this fraction into a decimal? What does this line mean right here?
That means that you divide.
Correct. So this is division. So we're going to divide 3 by 4 like we did yesterday. But 4 doesn't go into 3, so we have to add some zeros and then put the decimal place right up where it was. So how
But
many
doesn't
times?
adding zeros make the number bigger?
It does normally if you don't have the decimal point.
Oh.
So we know that 4 is going to go into 3 less than one time in order, so we have to have the decimal to represent that.
Oh.
So how many times does 4 go into 30?
4 going to 30? Well, it doesn't do it well.
Okay. We can also do it this way. 4 times, what's a number? What's 4 times 5?
20.
So 4 times 5
Ish.
is 20. And what's 30 minus 20?
10.
10. And how many times does 4 go into 10?
Doesn't do it well, but it does it twice.
2 times, which is 8.
8.
And so you have 2 left over. So what's 5 plus 2?
7.
So we put the 7 back up here. And then we bring the 0 down. How many times does 4 go into 20?
5.
5 times. So our decimal is 0.75, which we did a lot of work yesterday on. So if we have 0.75, how do you think we get that to be? First of all, what is a percent? Do you know what that stands for?
A little line with 2 circles on either end. Yeah.
Yep,
That's
a
what that
percent.
stands for.
Percent means per 100.
Per 100. But that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
How many cents are in a dollar?
100.
Yep.
Oh.
There are 100 pennies in a dollar, or 100 cents.
Yeah.
So if we have a decimal, so we started with a fraction, 3/4, and then we moved to a decimal, 0.75, or 75 hundredths.
75 pennies.
Or 75 pennies, that is correct. How do you think we can get to put it in a percent? What's maybe something you think we could do?
From a decimal or from a fraction?
From a decimal.
From a decimal? Well,
if it's per 100.
You could multiply it by 100?
And if we multiply it by 100, we move the decimal place 2 places. And then we get 75%.
But you just made your number 100 times bigger than it was before.
You're right. So you don't even have to have a multiplication. You can just know that you have to move the decimal place over 2, and then it's 75%. So let's try another one. If we have, let's try a harder one. 6/8. So what do we do first? To get the fraction?
You have to reduce it, because that's not reduced.
You're right, we can reduce it. How can it be reduced to an equivalent fraction?
Oh, I don't know. I just know it's not reduced.
Do both of these numbers go are divisible by 2?
Yeah, they are on a good day.
What's 6 divided by 2?
3.
And what's 8 divided by 2?
It's not 3, it's 4.
You're right, except that's a
Hey,
fraction we just
we
did.
just did that one. No, we can do it again.
We can, but
I know
we
how
already
to
did
do that one. I know how to do that
I
one.
was tricking you.
You're tricking me.
What
That's
about
not fair.
7/10?
That
Is there a way we
that's
can?
reduced.
Is there a way we can skip from fractions to percent?
Well,
Instead of the
No.
decimal would be 0.7 or 7/10, and so how would we get to percents from what we just did?
how to get to percents from fractions?
From what we just learned about how we move or we multiply by 100.
Well, you multiply by 100, but you don't multiply by 100 at the same time because the number doesn't get 100 times bigger.
It does though because it's a decimal and it's less than 1.
Oh.
So you have 70%. Or when on the first day when we learned equivalent fractions, we can take 7/10 and multiply it by what number to equal 100?
10. 10 times 10.
10.
Is
And then what's 7 times 10?
70, because you just add the 0.
70. Good job. And then you have 70 out of
100.
which would equal
Oh, the percent thing. That's like
Percent.
having 70 pennies.
per 100.
70 pennies. That's not a lot, really. 70 pennies.
70 pennies? No.
It would take me like a lot of 70 pennies to get a video game.
Very true. So, how can you say that you've met the learning target for today? I know how to find percents using division because we did what?
We multiplied by 100 everywhere.
We multiplied what by 100?
Decimals first. We multiplied by 100. And then I don't remember what else we did.
And what's the easier way that we can remember instead of multiplying decimals by 100? What's another way we can say that?
Move
How?
the decimal point by 2.
Which direction?
To the right.
0.2 to the right.
To the right.
Good job. So if we had 1/2, what decimal would 1/2 be?
Oh, it's 0.5. 0.50.
And then what would the percent be?
It's 50%.
50%. What about 1/4?
That's not a circle. It's not a circle. There we go. It kind of looks like glasses that someone bent.
What about 1/4? What would the decimal be for 1/4?
0.25.
0.25. And then what would the percent be? If we move the decimal point.
1, 2, and then the squiggly thing. The pair of eyeglasses.
25%.
Yeah.
Good
It's
job.
a pair of bent eyeglasses.
I'm going to stop that.
Yeah.